Today we are going to reveal the exact framework that have made millions of dollars in revenues for businesses that we have worked with. It's called DRS Framework, a 3-step process that you can use to grow your business by 2x, 5x, 10x, 20x, or even more. This framework has helped many businesses achieve their dream numbers. A UK property investment firm that doubled ROI in just 6 months, an artificial grass company in London scaled from £6,600 to £136,000 per month in revenue, crossing 1.5 million in a year. 20x growth during COVID when most businesses were shutting down. So let's start with the first step in the DRS, which is discovery. So here in discovery, the first step that we have is 3 golden W's. So let's talk about the 3 golden W's. It's what, who, and why. And this is the point where these 3 merge and overlaps. That is the point where magic happens. And this is the same point where you can sell your product and service at 10x the price. And to show you exactly how, we have put a dedicated chapter on uncovering your why in the free discovery handbook, which is given in the description. Go download it and follow along. So watch till the end as we are sharing all our secrets that we have learned in the past 13 plus years of running online growth business. Look, the trap that I see most of the time, business rush into running ads, they launch campaigns, they redesign their site, they hire agency, all without asking the foundational question that actually drives growth. And that's where they fail. You have got to pause all this tactic and get crystal clear on the fundamental first. Because once you uncover what, who, and why, you stop chasing random ideas and every decision connects directly to more leads, more sales, and more revenue. That clarity becomes the foundation for everything else, from your messaging and positioning, even your long-term strategy. But the problem is most business either skip this step entirely or give it a shallow surface level answer. So let's get back to discovery and start with the first piece, which is what. And in what, the first thing that you have to understand is the challenges. So here you have your target audience and you need to understand what sort of challenges are these target audience are facing that you are solving via your product and service. And what message do you want to communicate to your target audience? And what's stopping your message from connecting with your target audience? Because here is the mistake most business make. They talk about themselves instead of problem that they are solving for their target audience. Look, it's not about you, your product and service, or your company. It's the problem that you're solving for your target audience. And your target audience only care about one thing: what is in it for me? And how will my life will improve if I choose to work with you? Look, customers, they are not buying your product and service. Rather, they are buying the transformation, certainty, clarity, trust, convenience, savings, both in cost and time. They are buying the lifestyle upgrade and they are finally buying a confidence to stand out. So they could be buying n number of things, but you need to understand what exactly they are buying. They are buying outcomes and result that they can rely on and have an edge over others. Earlier, we said people don't buy what you offer, they buy why. And now we are saying they are buying outcome. So what are exactly customers buying? Look, in B2B, people buy outcomes plus efficiency. In B2C luxury, people are buying lifestyle and identity. In B2C market, people are buying outcome plus convenience. And mission-driven brand, they are buying why plus transformation. And the magic happens when you connect outcome to emotion via story. Look, Apple doesn't sell devices, they sell Steve Jobs vision. Think differently. Tesla and SpaceX aren't just cars and rockets. They sell Elon Musk's ambition to save the planet. Tesla for sustainability, SpaceX to build colonies on Mars. If something happens to Earth, humanity survives. And the big brands like Google take it a step further. They don't just tell story of their founders. They tell stories of their people. Think of Google Life at Google campaign, Amazon showcasing small business thriving on their platform, or Nike putting an athlete personal struggle at center of a campaign. That's the real play. The hero isn't always the founder. Sometimes it's employees, sometimes it's customer. The brand provides the stage and the mission gives story, weight, and product is the tool that helps them win. So it's the why that connects emotionally. I believe in this company mission, and outcomes that connects rationally. These products improve my life or business. Customers aren't purely rational or emotional. They are both. So the most effective brand designed for rational needs, which are price, performance, and result, while tapping into the emotional triggers, which are story, identity, and aspiration. So nail these both and you have the entire market covered. So which brings us to messaging. How do you instantly connect with your audience? By speaking directly to the problem they feel and the outcome that they want. So let me show you what that looks like in practice. For artificial grass company, we use website headings like no more muddy fit, get perfect artificial grass garden 365 days a year. That's a problem solved and a clear outcome in one line for anyone looking for a low maintenance garden that they can actually enjoy all around the year. In property investment, we use the same principle. Instead of generic banner like UK property investment specialist, we position them with a value-driven headline: invest smart, live bold, unlock financial freedom you deserve. So it's a benefit-driven message that focus property investment exactly what they will gain and why it matters, which boosted both engagement and lead quality for our client. So here is the golden rule. At end of the day, your audience care about just one thing: what is in it for me? And here is where most business get it wrong. When we work with a property investment company, we notice same issue. Most agents spend 90% of their pitch talking about features, floor plans, or square footage. Could be construction details to the investors. But investors don't care about that. What they really want to know is the outcomes. What return will I see? How will this grow my wealth? What lifestyle or financial freedom will this unlock? And that's the gap. Most business keeps selling the features when what buyer really want is the future outcome or the benefits. So your job isn't to list these features, it's to sell the transformation and the benefits. Because people only buy when the outcome feels bigger than the cost and effort. And that's why identifying the real challenge of your target audience is non-negotiable. So if you miss the pain, you will miss the sale. Once you have nailed, the next step is making sure that they choose you over anyone else. That comes down to the next step in what? That is values and positioning. So we'll go deeper in positioning later in the step 3, but it's important to set the stage here. See, your what isn't just the problem or challenges that you solve, it's the value and positioning that makes your business obvious choice. In many industries, your product and service alone won't set you apart. It's your value and positioning will set you apart. So let's understand, let's say this is your competitor and this is you. So if you are offering something which your competitor is not offering, then there is no clash. But if your competitors are offering something which you are offering, then there is an overlap. Either you try to outgrow your competitor or your competitor will try to outgrow you and try to eat. So if you outgrow your competitor, then you become a whale. If your competitor tries to outgrow you, then you become a commodity. And that is why positioning isn't just optional, it's survival. And here is how it works. So imagine this is the customer need, and this is what you are offering, and this is your competitor offering. So this is the point where your offering and customer needs overlap, which your competitor is not offering. This is what we call your unique value proposition or your point of differentiation. But if your competitor is offering something which your customer needs and you're not offering that, then you are in trouble. Now, this is the point where all three intersects, where what your customer need, what your competitor is offering, what you're offering, that is where the strategic positioning will play a very important role, which we call also point of parity. And that is where your culture plays a very important role. Because let's be honest, right? Anything that you build, a website, an ad, or even your pricing model can be copied. But your culture, the way you do business, and the principle you stand for, those are impossible to replicate. Now, here is where positioning really comes alive in how you communicate the value to your customers. If you can't build a culture, you have only two options. Either you build a monopoly just like Google or Amazon is doing, or you provide 10x more value at the same price, or at 10x the less price, offer what your competitor is offering to beat the competition, right? But what the heck value is? So let's understand. Value is nothing but benefit minus cost. So you need to deliver more benefit and your customer should pay lesser the cost, then they feel value. So we'll go deeper later into the step 3 when we talk about marketing. Now let me show you a couple of positioning examples. With an artificial grass company, we lean into their USPs as lowest price guaranteed and build their message around it. With a property investment firm, we went deeper. We highlighted a USP competitor couldn't match. Educational retreat, a VIP club membership for existing investors, and buyback guarantee, and an investment security guarantee up to £5,000, protecting a portion of every investor's capital. That shifted the conversation from just another property agency to a safer, smarter way to invest. So ask yourself, what value do you offer that your competitor cannot think to offer? What strength makes your customer experience distinctly yours? And how do you bake those values into every interaction so they are felt at every touch point? Because when your market feels your values, you stop competing on price or features and start competing on loyalty, identity, and most importantly, trust. Once you know what sets you apart and why people should choose you, the next question becomes, where are they actually going? And that's where goals matter. And the next step in discovery is setting the SMART goals. Most business owners say vague things like we want to grow, we want more leads, but vague goals don't drive results. So instead, you must define SMART goals. These are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Example, we helped a real estate broker move from generic goal like grow my revenue to increase inbound qualified investor leads by 40% in 6 months to organic and paid channels, with at least 25% converting into property viewing. That level of clarity allowed us to build everything else with precision. You need to set at least 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and if possible 10 years business goal. Take Elon Musk as an example. He laid out Tesla 10-year roadmap in just 3 simple steps. Build a sports car that is called Roadster. Use the profit to build a most affordable car, Model S, then Model X. Then use those profit to create an even more affordable mass market car, Model 3, later Model Y. Before we talk about who, let's first talk about the most important piece, which is your why. So look, most people know what they do and who they do it for, but only few know why they do it. Once you know what you do and who you do it for, you can sell your product and services at X the price. Once you uncover your why, as we said before, this is the point where magic happens. You can sell the product at 10x the price. Think of luxury goods, right? Art or Nike, Apple, LV, Versace. They are not selling just the products. They are selling a story, identity, and they are selling emotion. For example, with a real estate broker in London, we uncovered that the founder started the company after being frustrated by misleading advice and hidden fees. His vision was to create a transparent investor-first agency, the kind he wished that existed when he began. The story changed everything suddenly, and the trust was built fast and leads began connecting not just with the offer but with the mission. The result, Contact form submission grew by 42%. So that's the importance of telling story. So ask yourself, why are you in this business at first place? What is your personal story and how we can use to build connection to trigger emotion? And how do your customer lives or business transform when you serve them? And when you answer these clearly, you stop being just another option in the market. You become the brand people trust and remember and choose even the competition looks same on paper. And here is how you can start uncovering your own why. We have created a dedicated workbook to guide you through the process. It will help you clarify your purpose, define your mission, map out audiences you truly here to serve. And you can tell a story that makes your brand unforgettable. And the best part, it's totally free. The link is in the description below. Go grab it and start uncovering your why today. Now that you know your why, the next step in discovery is your who. Because purpose without people is useless, and you need to know exactly who are you here to serve. Look, more than 90% of business get this wrong. They say our audience is men and women between 30 and 50 who are interested in investing. That's not a persona. That's a data point. And you must know who is your ideal customer, what is their daily life look like, what problems keep them up at night, how do they make their buying decisions, what values matter to them most, who are your negative audiences, the people that you want to avoid. For example, for a real estate business, after interviewing their 100 plus investors, we discovered their best customer weren't just property investors, they were busy professionals seeking passive income, want financial security and independence. They are looking for transparency and guidance, want a handoff process, and want to work with a company that is honest, trustworthy, and have ready to invest 50 to 100,000 pounds within a month. We also identify whom they didn't want to work. All those people who are casual browsers, first-time home buyers, quick click chasers, bargain hunters who drain time but never buy. That single insight changed their marketing approach from qualification to website messaging to ads. And when you think about who, ask yourself, who is your target audience? Who do you want to actually attract? Who do you want to avoid, which we have already covered about the negative audience? What do you want them to do once they visit your website or your landing page, be anything, or your premises? And what is their needs and pain points? What are their demotivation? What are their motivation? And next in who, what we have is the demographics. So which country, city, or region does your actual target audience belong to? And do you serve them locally? And what is your coverage area? What is their age, occupation, and income? So you need to make sure you know that, because you would need that in marketing. When you run any sort of campaign, you need to have this handy and ready. And next in who, what we have is the competitors. So in competitors, you need to understand the top 3 competitors and what do you like and dislike about these competitors. What we covered today was just the start. The first step of DRS framework, discovery. In discovery, we talked about 3 golden W's: what, who, and why. The basics that set the stage for real growth. But discovery doesn't stop here. If you want to future-proof your business, there are still other big pieces which we need to cover in discovery. And here is more. If you want to see exactly how 3 golden W's which we call what, who, and why can help you get more sales, more leads, and more revenue for your specific business, I'm opening a limited number of free 1-hour discovery calls this month. This is one-to-one session where we'll work together to map out your what, who, and why, and apply it directly to your business so you can scale faster with clarity and confidence. The link to book your free session is in the description below. Go grab your spot now while they are still available.